Hello, it's Monday the 18th of February, is that right? It's Monday the 19th of February. I'm a bit slow getting going this morning. I have got up and done the birds and I've done breakfast and I need to go and muck out the chicken shed, which is not my favourite thing to do. And so far I've found an awful lot of reasons not to go and do it so far, but eventually one has to do these things. And so Mr. J and I are just about to head out and completely clear out the chicken shed and start again with fresh bedding because, well, it's just got really yucky. And I know usually I can just top up the carbon levels, you know, so put more bedding in there, and that will even it out. But the chickens have decided to dig through it all. Hooray! But what it's actually done is just released a whole load of unpleasantness, and I'm not prepared to have them sleeping in that. So we're going to go and clean it all out and start again when I can get the enthusiasm. And the other thing that we're going to do this morning is to move our broody box for our broody hen and set it up for her, because one of the Australorp girls has decided it's that time of year. She wants to be broody. She's had 3 days of sitting in one of the nesting boxes swearing at everybody as they go in and out, and I think it's probably better to get her separated away. We have a little brooder box. It's a little tiny house. Well, it's not tiny, but it's a little house and a run that goes with it, and we can put her up in the front of the stable, right by the babies, so she'll still hear the familiar sounds, but she won't get disturbed. And more to the point, she's not going to be stopping the other girls from laying, because at the moment, every time they go anywhere near the nesting boxes, there's a string of expletives coming from her mouth and warning sounds, and that's not good. Mr. J and I choose to do all the glamorous jobs together, so we've completely emptied out the shed, and now we being the royal we, that is Mr. J, we're taking up about a 2 to 3 inch layer right across in front of the shed. This was grass when we put the shed up. Where are we? Almost 2 years ago now. And I've put layer upon layer of wood chips on the ground here. But they have just got really soaked and sodden, covered in chicken poop, and it's just time now to skim all this off. Huh. And it's just time now for Mr. J to dig all of this out, and we can replace it with fresh wood chippings, and it will all be lovely and clean. But this is a tough old job to do on your day off, and this was another one of those jobs where I said, can we just
5 minutes, she said. 5 minutes. It'll only take 5 minutes. I mean, I know better. I assumed half an hour, but that was on Thursday, 6 weeks ago.
So yeah, we've been out here a good couple of hours now, but we're getting there. We're almost done. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Almost. Are we almost done?
You tell me, Gaffer. I'm just the hired hand.
Has someone gone in there?
Someone's tried to.
Oh, Diesel! Are you alright, darling? Are you having a little snooze? Diesel! Oh, darling.
Plenty of worms. Come and get your worms. Loads of worms. Heaps of worms. Go get your worms. Loads of worms there for you, Diesel. Yes. Girls, I am bringing more worms for you very shortly. I can see them. A go-go. Loads of worms. Absolutely loads.
Which is brilliant given how few there were here when we moved in. Mind you, this isn't far from where I put the first compost bin.
No.
And put worms in it.
Yeah, but I'm seeing worms as far as the eye can see at the moment. You want some worms, Elvis? I've got loads of worms in my barrel for you, boy. Right, one more load coming through. Yeah. Coming through. Coming through.
So we've now dug out as much of the area in front of the shed as we're going to. I'm going to go and get some bedding to put in the shed, and then get some wood chippings to put on the floor in front of the shed, and then we're done. Yay! What do you think, girls? So, tidied up. There are some jobs I'm just so relieved when we finish them, and mucking out the chicken shed is very definitely one of them. It is not a pleasant job to do, but when it's done, it's really nice, because I know that will be it for another few weeks. And when I left them, the chickens were, well, they were in one or two places. They were either in the shed, going through the new bedding, rearranging it, breaking up the big clumps to soft bits. There were a couple of girls who looked like they were trying to make nests to lay eggs in, but they'll be obviously buried by now, with the others kicking it all around. And the other place they were they were in the compost heap, where all that bedding has been put. So I'm going to let them go through that today, and then tomorrow, if the weather will let me, if not later in the week, I will go back outside. I'll scoop it all back into the compost heap, put a side on the compost heap, give it a good water and cover it, and then that will sit there for the next, probably the best part of a year, and rot down, and then I'll be able to use it in the garden. What we've tried on other occasions is to tip it onto the floor, let the girls spread it all out, and then continue to do that, let it all break down, and then use that area for growing in, which sort of worked. We did it our first year here, and they turned it all over and turned it all over, and then I sectioned that area off and I grew potatoes in it, and that worked reasonably well. And then last year we piled it all up at the end of what we call the diesel field. So that's actually, it's Elvis's field. But Diesel was here first. She was one of our first birds. So we call it the diesel field. So at the far end of that, so as far as it will go. We made a big pile there. They had a circle of love, which was a circle of bales of straw, and we tipped everything into that, and then as time went on, the bales broke down as well, and they scratched all those, so there's quite a big area covered, and I've sectioned that off, and I'm growing in that this year. And my vague plan is that as they are in an area and they prepare the ground, I will then grow in that area the year afterwards. But I'm giving them a full year of working on an area, because they've got such a huge space to run around in, which I like. But it means that they don't prepare, you know, one concentrated area. And I've got the vegetable garden, and we've got the food forest, and so anything they prepare is sort of, you know, is extra for us. That's it for today. My cup is empty. I want to make that other cup of tea. And so, wherever you are in the world, and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.